Morning, guys. Hope all is well. I haven't been training for the past couple of weeks, so it's nice to actually get my head a bit clear, come back clear-minded, reset, refocus. So it looks like we've got quite a good week across the board. So let's kind of just get straight into it. So US dollar. I would do the whole weekly, monthly thing, but there's not real much point. What I do definitely think we could get is price coming up to this level. I've been eyeing this up for quite some time, and I do definitely think we kind of could just have a run up into this top side. Whether price is going to come back down after that, or if we're going to keep pushing up, but I definitely think we could achieve this in here before the end of the year. So dropping it down, we had what was, in my opinion, a fake breaker structure here. I had two levels that I was eyeing up. I was eyeing up this level down here that didn't get met. I was looking for this one that didn't get met. I was looking for this one, didn't get met until last week. So you can see price came into here. We had a really nice accumulation within here, manipulation. We have that one final push, and then we kind of just absorbed and sprung from there. So now we did have this nice reaction here. What I am looking for is for some simple pullbacks and just the continuations low. Usually, obviously, when we're breaking structure, we want to be looking for like kind of like a deep pullback and the continuation, but sometimes we don't always get that. And if your kind of confluence is lining up, there's no reason why you can't be taking certain trades. So I am looking for this 4-hourly zone in around here. Now I'll dive into this a little bit deeper, but one reason for me why this is a nice zone is you can see this whole basic area is where supply and demand has been created. So you can see, if I delete that off, we have demand, somewhat demand, kind of not really anything, but we had this low as just a run or a draw on liquidity. We had some flat lows, all of these lows in here. Then with this demand, we died, and then we kind of came back up again. So this is nothing more than kind of like that sell to buy movement. I'm sure if we went on a high time, let's go on daily, maybe a 3-day. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you can see this is just that sell to buy movement, and everything so far has actually been mitigated in here. This came into here, that came into there. So now we're kind of just really pushing. So because we do have this bullish momentum, I do definitely want to see if price can come back into these areas in here, because I can imagine there's a lot of demand in here. There was a lot of supply that got invalidated also. So it's just a simple, nice flip. So we do have a slight run on liquidity here. We have that sell to buy breaker structure. Now we're just looking for that pullback and then that continuation. If price does maybe run a little bit deeper down, that's fine. We could definitely do that. There's not really too much in here that I'm really looking for. This is going to be my first point of contact. And if price does start coming down, we get the raids and then the breaker structure. I'm just going to be looking to be catching something off here to actually take this high and actually start taking out some of these wicks in here. So that's dollar. With that in mind, we should be looking for anything kind of invertedly on the dollar. So any kind of pullbacks, and then look to short, take some lows. So straight off the bat, you can already see AUD USD is looking super similar. If I go on the dollar, invert, so you can see this is our sell model. We're looking for that slight pullback and then the continuation. AU, we're looking for that slight pullback and that continuation. So it's really nice to see when things like this are actually lining up. AUD, I do expect some bullish movements, but what I could also see is, I think it's on a 12-hour, I think it's on a 4-hour actually. We do have this zone in here, which did not actually run or test anything in here. The price came down. New York, we closed, didn't really do anything. Asian, we kind of just popped. So no liquidity in here has actually been taken. So I do like eyeing up this little 4-hourly zone. Now we can actually drop this down. Did map out a couple levels. Hourly, hourly, just that imbalance open on a 30-minute as well. We do have this really nice sell to buy movement. So anywhere back in and around these zones, for me, I think is potentially going to be valid. So what I could see is, even though we did kind of pop out of here, we didn't really kind of like do anything that amazing. Yes, we kind of shifted momentum a bit. But if we was really going to go long, I would have definitely have liked to have seen an invalidation of this zone, or at least like a test of this zone. Um, Saying that though, we did just slightly run out this high. I was looking for a sell last week in here off AU. Didn't get that achieved. That's fine. We just kind of started stumbling back down. So I do think we could potentially just pop up and then actually start heading back down. Now, yes, we did have a raid of this liquidity in here, but that equally doesn't mean this actually couldn't get run as well. Fake out everyone that's in here or buying in here, come have that one deeper run, and then we actually have that big expansion. So this is just a big corrective move before that big final run. So that is AU. I'm going to be looking at this area in here. And if we did want to run it a little bit higher, potentially this area in here. But for me, we have been breaking structures here, break structure, looking for the area that caused that. That was this guy. We ran this high. We came down, broke structure, looking for a pullback, and then test. And you can also see with my fib levels, this is my low, this is the high, this is the lower low. Now looking for that lower high. Fib extension is lining up really nicely with my entry and with my first target. So confluations or confirmations like that do give me a stronger bias in what's happening. So that's a really, really nice setup. NZD USD, also really, really nice setup. We came into this daily zone and we are coming in and around a lot of zones in here, but we can't deny the fact we are bearish on the daily. So any kind of just continuations from here, just to even carry this down lower, I do want to see if we can maybe get into some areas down in here potentially, or if we are going to dig a little bit deeper from this low, or even take out this low. So far, going into last week, I had a really, really nice trade on AU. This was the same level which I was looking at on AU. You can see this is 3 a.m. We created that high. If I go into here, 3 a.m. we create that high. So same setup, but one of the pairs didn't meet, the other one did. So I had entries off the open. So this is my entry. We came down and I did close out my trade in and around here, I think, just as we took this low. So it was still a nice couple percent gain. And we now confirmed our breaker structure. And now again, I'm just waiting for that pullback, and then that continuation's lower. We go on a 4-hourly. You can see really clear breaker structure. We are invalidating a lot of the zones in here. So I really do think that we could get that pullback one more time and actually start heading deeper. We could, in fact, have target 1 is here. So that could maybe be, my stop just slightly below 25 pips. That could be a nice 3R, and then carrying the whole position down for a potential 6. We could very much well see this thing run deeper and a lot deeper. So I do want to see if I can maybe get in on a couple positions and hold one and let the other one to run. But let's see what happens. So that's that's NZD USD, looking really, really nice. AUD-NZD. Now, I very, very rarely look at some of these foreign pairs. But the other day I was actually just had a real moment. I was just going through everything. So NZD USD potential, I did see in the group that there was actually this level which was mapped out, which is really, really nice level. Unfortunately, we didn't achieve that. That's fine. It doesn't always happen. What we could potentially see is just this continuation now on the 4-hourly. If price wants to run back up into maybe this EMA, and then we actually have a bit more of a dive, and that could potentially mean AU as well. We have that run up, and then we have that bit of a dive, because even though we have this area in here. For me, nothing in here is actually that strong. There's not a clear like sell to buy movement. So nothing's really like that clear and that strong. And I think if AU has the potential to actually run this and go deeper into that 4 hourly zone, which was back here, I definitely think AU could have the potential to actually really kind of die off. Now, I've only got my first targets to here, but we definitely could probably bring our targets all the way lower and just clearing out a lot of this liquidity that's resting in the form of lows in around here. So AU, that's and AUDU NZD, that's looking like a really, really nice setup. I will monitor all of these obviously going through the week. But for me, a lot of these is just going to be simple placing an order, sitting and waiting, and seeing what happens. Euro pound actually took quite a couple losses on last week, which is kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. I thought we identified in this point because we had came and tested our major psychological level. I thought we had manipulated the highs, we mitigated, we broke structure. So now I wanted to see if we were going to get in on a position either here, here, or even here. And each one of them just got run, which is kind of frustrating. But again, it is what it is. I was just following the setup that I had. I did have 3 points I was looking for. None of them worked out. That's fine. It is what it is. I actually think I'm still just left in this position. I think my stop is literally like it almost got tested. I think I am in slight profit on this. Whether we're just going to continue higher, that's probably going to be on the cards. Or we could maybe have a bit of a sell-off. But I'm not really going to be focusing too much on Euro pound this week, just because for me the setups aren't that amazing. And we have this level, we have a level down here, and we have a level down here. So I don't want to just be taking loss. It's just, what's the point? Because I basically already did it this week anyway, or last week. So I am just going to sit and leave that for a moment. US oil is another pair that's looking quite nice, actually. We came in to a daily zone, which was here. See, we just ran out some highs. We started heading down. We came and literally kissed right in the 50% of this zone. And that was really, really nice to see. So now we came up, we've been mitigating, and we've now broken this most recent major daily low. So again, for me, I'm just going to be looking for your basic pullbacks and continuations lower. We could use a slight fib just from the low to the high again. Fibs are looking really nice. We are having that EMA cross. You can see when our EMA's crossed, we came down, we tested it, and then we continued. So now this is crossing. May take a couple of days for this to come back up. EMA's are crossing, we get that test, and then we just get that continuation. Now, I do expect price to come down a bit deeper. At the moment, I just have the level 70 flat as my target. What I am seeing though, which is really nice, is we are leaving a lot of liquidity in these lows, and I definitely do think we could potentially run up anywhere into 81, nice psychological level for us, and then be looking for the short. So probably going to look to swing this position, honestly. But we do have some flat lows in here, which is going to be quite nice to see if they get run. So potential like 1 to 4, 1 to 4.5 on this trade. Next one, US 13. I had fucking quite a crazy loss on this the other day. Super stupid losses, and it was really, I really let myself down, but it's fine. Fucking move past it. It's blessed. Was looking for some buys in and around this region, and I was looking for some buys when we actually swept these lows, and then we just failed, and then my ego got in front of me, and I'm man enough to say it. I fucked it up. It's fine. But we came in, we did actually start coming back out, and obviously the time I haven't been trading, we did exactly kind of what I was expected to down here, which in Sod's law is always the case. So US 30, what do we have? We have been super bullish for the time being, and I do think we could definitely achieve. Sorry, my mouse is being slightly annoying. 6 hour. yeah, we have this really nice 6 hour up here, and we also do have a 4 hour zone up here as well, which is where price actually really caused this break. So I am definitely looking for longer levels up into here. Now, if dollar is getting a bit stronger, maybe potentially you could see a bit more of a run on this, but I do think we could achieve some high targets beforehand. What I am looking for is I did get on a nice buy last week when we were in and around here. We had change of character. This is our BOS. I did just look for a small trade just off here. You can see we had that test and then we absolutely mooned, and then my target was here up into our hourly move in here, because again you can see broker structure. I feel like a lot of pairs at the moment are giving us a fake breaker structure more than recently, but that's fine because they give us other trading opportunities. So now this pair for me is probably looking like one of the best setups. We have manipulation, manipulation. We have that one final move. This is our test. We came down, break structure. So like anyone, if you were looking for sells from either here or here, you would have been right, because I would have been looking for the same thing. That would have been a nice setup, but you can see we didn't. We just kind of broke past it. So now we've had a flip. So we have this flip and a breaker structure, and we broke this high as well. So this is now when supply has now turned into demand. And what I do think is going to happen is you can see my fib levels from my low to my high. My final target is lining up, and my fib extension is lined up really, really nicely. I then now want to see if price wants to make its way back down, and then we have some sort of continuations like this. That for me is the sell model for US30. If we obviously do break lower, that's fine. I'm just going to adapt. But from what I've been given from this data, this is exactly what I'd like to be looking for. So we have some really, really nice setups going into next week. I will do like a midweek rundown as well, just to see what everything is doing and how it's all progressing. But so far, this is looking really nice. And I hope you guys have taken something from this. It's been nice to actually have a few weeks away from the market, kind of get your psychology right, kind of refocus, regain, and come back and smash it. Never stronger before. So really excited for this week ahead. If you guys have got any questions, please let me know. Feel free to fire away and I will help everyone as much as I can. All right, guys.